Sorry.
CaliKidOfficial.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the CaliKidOfficial podcast. This is episode 10, so let's get right into it. So we had a couple of new music releases this week, or should I say this month. We had Don Toliver's new album, Heaven or Hell. We had Childish Gambino's new project, and we got After Hours by The Weeknd. So I wanted to get into those projects real quick. So as I said before, I would give my review on the next podcast. So the Don Toliver project, it was pretty cool. My favorite records from the project was Euphoria and After Hours. It was a pretty solid project by the new. He's like an R&B type of, singer. I was introduced to him through Travis Scott and him being on Travis Scott's Jack Boys project. So if you guys haven't checked out the project, make sure you guys check it out and see what you guys think about it. We also had Childish Gambino's project. It's called Donald Glover Presents. The project itself, it has a very psychedelic feel similar to his last project. He's playing with a variety of different instrumentations, different synths. He's playing with it's kind of like very experimental, and the project, you have to like listen to it as a whole, as opposed to listening to it in individual songs. Like, it's better if you listen to it as a whole. But the cover art was pretty interesting. It's a 4-scene comic strip, and then there's like a crowd of people within there, and then you see in the comic strip a lot of chaos going on. You see people taking selfies, you see people experiencing different emotions: sadness, anger, bewilderment. You see people being thrown off of buildings, you see thunder raging in the background, you see the buildings on fire. So overall, I think this project is kind of like a continuation of This Is America, but instead of This Is America, This Is the World. So that's essentially the pretty much the theme of this album throughout the record. He's talking about things like what's the meaning of life. He's talking about relationships. There's this record called The Algorithm, which he's playing on the world being an algorithm, as in everything is sequenced to go a specific way, as well as rhythm, as in rhythm of the beat. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then he talks about personal problems, giving appreciation specifically to the woman he's involved with, as well as people should do the same thing. Overall, the project was pretty cool. Like Warlords, that one was pretty interesting. It's like a very upbeat type of record. It's basically like capturing the emotions and sounds of someone who would be in battle, them breathing hard, and things of that nature. And then my favorite record from the project was Feels Like Summer. That was probably, if there was a single, that would probably be the single. The rest of the records are kind of like bunched together like a collective. So overall, that's pretty much my take on that project. It was streamed on his website, Donald Glover Presents, but then they took it down, and then it was repackaged and put on streaming sites. So I don't think you can like purchase it or anything like that, unless they decide to put it on like Apple or things like that. But for the most part, it was pretty much on just streaming sites. And then we get The Weeknd's After Hours project, and man, the production on this project is flawless. This is probably his best body of work that I've heard so far. My favorites were Alone Again, Too Late and Heartless. On this project, he's talking about relationships. He's talking about his battles with drug addiction, a variety of different things. He was hooked on cocaine, and there's this record on there called Snow Child. So, and you know, snow is a synonym for, you know, cocaine or whatever. So that was a pretty interesting record. And yeah, as I said, it was a great album. Production was great. I think in a few years, people might deem this his best body of work, but it's early, and you know, when you just recently listen to a project, you click to throw that classic title on there. But I felt like within a couple of years or so, it could move to the top of his discography list. Some people might have felt a different way about it, but you know, music is subjective. It all depends on who's listening to the project overall. But out of the three projects that released, I would say the Weeknd's was the best. Then, well, Gambino's is more so of like a experimental collective type of project. It's not really, I don't feel like it was made to be enjoyed, to be like to party to or whatever, which a lot of people, that's the type of music they like. They like the party music. So it will probably be third in terms of being listened to in terms of like a partying measure. But if we're talking about production and everything like that, I would say it's neck and neck, if not better than After Hours. And then Don Toliver's project would be third. But we also get some new music coming up, and I'll talk about that later in the podcast. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts on those three projects. So apparently, you know, with this epidemic going on, you know, you have a lot of people being bored, and some celebrities have taken to Instagram to host different Instagram live parties. You got artists performing virtual concerts like Sway Lee and like DJ Nice. He put on like the little DJ set, and then you got celebrities hosting twerk contests like Boosie and Tory Lanez. And so specifically Tory Lanez, he hosted a twerking contest on IG Live, which was pretty interesting. And like in one of them, it was this girl in there, and her boyfriend was in the background, and Tory asked him, he was like, "You okay with your girl doing this?" And he's like, "I'm the one that told her to get on here and do this." And then at one point he was like, "Man, you need to hurry up." But eventually though, you know, Instagram has been cracking down on the little twerk contest, so they've been trying to shut down people Instagram lives. They shut down Boosie's. They shut down. They trying to shut down Tory's, and then they shut down Fendi. Yeah, he had a girl in there. She was clapping them cheeks, and they shut his thing down too, because you know they're trying to prevent nudity and all that stuff. But you see that with all the models and stuff, all on Instagram. So that's pretty much them being picking and choosing which videos and stuff they want to shut down. But you know, people are always going to find a way around that type of stuff. And then Tory Lanez got into some type of altercation I've seen with some dude. So let me pull that up for you guys so you can see. All right, so it says Tory Lanez punches man accused of running off after. So it says, Yo, Tory Lanez, you're going to sucker punch me and run out after. I'm not one to take to social media about things, but I reached out to you many times, and this is the only way I can get your attention," Benoit wrote in the caption. "Besides, I already seen this video going around, so it is what it is. I reached out to you to resolve this like men a few times. You live in the same city. Get at me. This is the last time I'll speak on it. If anyone has a full video, DM me." Some people say the incident looks staged. Well, they're only saying that because of the way the video cuts out, and that hit didn't connect. And so before I even start the video, let's analyze this. If you look right here, he look like Cock Diesel. But if you look right here, he look scrawny, which is weird. And then you see the famous pull up, and when people do that, it's time to get down. And then he's standing on his tippy toes too. That part right there, that shit is funny. But let's click on the video.
I'm not about to get into it with you over no son. Nigga ain't about that shit, bro. It's about respect. Nigga, about none of that.
Ooh. But he said that was a sneak. That's not a sneak. A sneak is when you catch somebody off guard. If a person is standing in front of you doing this, then you should already know what time it is. But let's bring that back. Oh, it went to Instagram. Joshua Benoit. This could be looked at as like clout chasing.
I'm not about to get into it with you over no son. Nigga ain't about that shit, bro. It's about respect.
Wait, he said I'm not about to get into you over no what? Too bad you can't like rewind. That's the only thing. Damn. That shit was like.
Get into it with you over no son. Nigga ain't about that shit, bro. It's about respect.
Damn.
I'm not about to get into it with you over no son. Nigga ain't about that shit, bro.
It sounded like he said, I'm not about to get into it with you over no bitch. So, yeah, usually that's the cause of a lot of problems between dudes, a woman being involved. But he says, it ain't even about that. So, what is it about? Because neither party elaborated on what really caused the friction or whatever. But overall, I'm just counting this up to clout chasing. Ain't no telling what's going on. There was a video that leaked way back when Travis and Tory got into a similar altercation, and Tory was pretty much in the same tone and ready to get off on Travis, and he basically said, so what are we doing? Are we apologizing? Are we fighting? So ain't no telling what's gonna come out after this. Tory hasn't spoken on the situation as far as I've seen, so ain't no telling. But that's crazy. But moving on to the other things, T.I. took to his social media to announce the return of Rhythm and Flow. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a Netflix show based around discovering new talent, and basically the artists are tasked with coming up with songs and visuals for music videos and setting up live performances and working with different artists. It's basically like a artist boot camp, but they're filming it and putting it, for the public to see what artists have to go through before they eventually, make it to where they want to make it to. So the winner of the first season was rapper D Smoke, based out of Inglewood, and since the competition, he's been putting in work. He dropped a couple of singles, Honey Jack, Black Habits, and a couple of other songs too. He also dropped an album entitled Black Habits. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you guys give it a listen. It's pretty cool. He's rapping in Spanish on certain parts. It's very the vibe you get from him is very TDE-ish. So that's pretty cool that they actually bringing it back. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna have, the first winner make like a guest appearance on the show or whatever, to like give the contestants a sense of like someone that's been through the same thing and can maybe give them pointers or whatever. So he announced that, but ain't no telling when it's going to air with this whole epidemic thing going on. That's pretty much canceled all the production on a lot of different things that hadn't already filmed. So ain't no telling. We in March, so I don't see this thing lasting an entire year, but if it do, then that means season 2 won't probably start production until either the end of this year or next year. So, but yeah, he didn't really touch on too much of when it's going to be airing. But there is a link if you guys want to sign up. It's called rhythmandflow.com. That's where you go and sign up if you want to have a shot at being featured on the show or whatever. But I thought that was pretty cool. And then moving on, a previous beef has been reignited between Taylor Swift and Kanye camp. So if you guys aren't familiar, a couple of years ago when Kanye was releasing his album The Life of Pablo, there was a song on there which basically featured a lot of different celebrities, and there was a visual for it where it was like a bunch of celebrities in the bed together, and there was a particular line on there that says, I still think that me and Taylor Swift are gonna fuck. Why? Because I made that bitch famous. And there was this whole ordeal between the bitch line being on there and all that. And so recently a conversation that they had with each other surfaced, and Taylor felt as though the conversation pretty much proved her side of how things went, and then she posts a response saying that she feels relief from the situation, but there's more important things going on. And then Kim interjects but double down on what her original point was. So let me pull that up. It says, Kim expressed her frustration and made it clear that no one illegally recorded Swift or manipulated any footage in a lengthy response. Taylor Swift has chosen to reignite an old exchange that at this point in time feels very self-serving given the suffering millions of real victims are facing right now. Kim wrote on social media, I didn't feel the need to comment a few days ago, and I'm actually really embarrassed and mortified to be doing it right now. But because she continues to speak on it, I feel I'm left without a choice but to respond because she is actually lying. Wouldn't be the first sign. She says, to be clear, the only issue I ever had around the situation was that Taylor lied through her publicist about who stated that Kanye never called to ask for permission. I actually added that about word. They clearly spoke, so I let you all see that nobody ever denied the word bitch was used without her permission. At the time when they spoke, the song had not been fully written yet, but as everyone can see in the video, she manipulated the truth of their actual conversation. In her statement, when her team said she declined and cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message, the lie was never about the word bitch. It was always whether there was a call or not and the tone of a conversation, which, as you see, he's basically breaking down what he plans on doing. And he did say that when she asked him, is this going to be like a single or is it going to be on a mixtape, he said, this is going to be major, it's going to be huge. And then she said, well, oh, okay, well, I'm interested in seeing what you're doing. So that's pretty much permission, quote unquote. And then she goes on, I never edited the footage, another lie. I only posted a few clips on Snapchat to make my point, and the full video that recently leaked doesn't change the narrative. To add, Kanye as an artist has every right to document his musical journey and process, just like she recently did through her documentary. Kanye has documented the making of all of his albums for his personal archive. However, he has never released any of it for public consumption, and the call between the two of them would have remained private or would have gone in the trash had she not lied and forced me to defend him. That's right, Kim K is a ride or die. This will be the last time I speak on this because honestly nobody cares. Sorry to bore you all with this. I know you are all dealing with more serious and important matters. Yeah, it's like whoever leaked it. What was the point of what was the point of even bringing this up? Like, it was done. Life of Pablo came out, I think, what, 2015, and we in 2020. So 5 years later, an old beef resurfaces. Kind of goofy, but. And yeah, these is all her Twitter exchanges. But yeah, Kim K is a ride or die. But yeah, this situation is pretty much dead. I don't really have too much to add to this. Both sides voiced their opinions on the situation, and as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much put to bed. But moving on from that, so if you guys haven't seen, before the premiere of the newest season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the spicy clip that there was airing was an altercation between Kim and her sister Kourtney. Basically, the premise of the argument was that Kourtney has pretty much become lazy and she doesn't work as hard, and that boiled over into them getting into a physical altercation. So let me pull that up. And Kim, that shit was crazy.
But also, if I didn't want to work my ass off and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, that's fine. You literal.
Okay, that's.
I will literally.
Okay, did you see how she threw that bottle at her? So that's what triggered Kim's response like that. So she gets up, throw the. It looked like she threw like a Lysol can at her, and that's why they started.
Come here. You guys, my daughter's sleeping.
Kendall
Don't ever
laughing.
come at me like that. Don't. I swear to God, I'll punch you in your face. So do it.
Khloe, like, what the fuck?
Dilly, stop. Okay.
Oh,
stop.
she muted.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, stop.
Go to your own corners. Like, no.
Watch this.
Ever.
Oh, she ain't done.
Ever. You do it or shut the up. Ever dig your nails in me like that. Stop it. How old are you? How old are you? Sleeping, guys.
Damn. She's like to show her. She said, how old are you? It's interesting though, because Kourtney, even though she's like the shortest one out of those three sisters, she's actually the oldest. Kim's the second oldest, and then Khloe's the third oldest. So this is crazy.
How old am I? How old are you? No, both of you. Okay, separate.
Kendall looked mortified.
Stop. Guys, stop it!
Guys, stop it! Well, that's they put that out to lure people in to watch. I don't know. It's been a minute. I ain't watched that in so long, cause it got boring. But that's crazy. That right there is crazy. But yeah, that's something that Kim and Kourtney has been getting into for a while, about Kourtney taking a step back and not working as much. But Kourtney is a mother, but that was kind of like her excuse for things before. When Kim didn't have kids, she says, unlike you, I'm a mother. But now Kim, she has kids of her own, and she's still, out there doing what she needs to do. So she feels as though Kourtney doesn't work as hard or whatever. But people are entitled to do what they want to do. You can't really get mad or force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. If Kourtney doesn't want to be, working like Kim does, you can't beat that into her. The two sisters, they have different mindsets in terms of what they want in life. So it is what it is. But moving on from that, with this epidemic going on, it's hurting a lot of businesses, and one of those businesses is the Cheesecake Factory, who has stated that they won't be paying their rent come April 1st because a lot of their stores are pretty much, all of their stores or restaurants have to pretty much shut down because of you have to practice social distancing, and you don't want people getting sick. So a lot of businesses aren't in a position to pay their rent. So this is something that's going to have an effect on a lot of brick and mortar businesses, unless you're an essential business like a grocery store or whatever. It's pretty much affecting a lot of them. If you don't know, Cheesecake Factory is a part of the parent company Yum Brands, who also owns KFC and Pizza Hut, as well as Taco Bell, and they said that they're closing 7,000 locations. So of course that's going to eat away at their revenue. So this is pretty much the article on Yahoo, or should I say, Yahoo, speaking about the situation. He says, well, the CFO, Matthew Clark, says that the company hopes to lean on a strong, long-standing relationships with its landlords. The interesting thing about this is I'm pretty sure somebody didn't already probably put this out there, but it was like, imagine a regular civilian saying the same thing to their landlords, talking about due to our strong relationship, I'm not going to pay rent, and see how that turns out. But You got various people chiming in on the situation. Jamel Hill, she says, who had money on Cheesecake Factory starting a revolution? Jeff Charlotte, I did not foresee Cheesecake Factory leading a general strike, but I guess you take solidarity where you find it. If the Cheesecake Factory said nah, then I also will be participating in this nah movement on April 1st. But so yeah, somebody touched upon the sentiment that I was just talking about. If we burn, you burn with us. Katniss Everdeen. In solidarity with the Cheesecake Factory, I will not be paying rent either. Welcome to the movement. Yeah, because a lot of people, they can't go to work, so you can't just magically get money out the air, and you're not gonna be, people ain't gonna be taking out loans, especially you're not gonna be able to pay it back. Who had checks notes? The Cheesecake Factory as leader of the revolution. The Cheesecake Factory has told their landlords they won't be paying rent on April 1st. The revolution has begun. And it's funny because April 1st is also, you know, April Fool's Day or whatever, but they're pretty much serious about that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And speaking on the app, it did make a couple of updates. So the two Jazz players that originally contracted it, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they have reported that they recovered from it, which is great news. You know, because a lot of people, they see this, you know, going around and being broadcast on TV, and there's not a whole lot of mention of people being in recovery from it. They only talk about how the cases are exploding, and now US has surpassed China and Italy as the leader in cases, and we've pretty much become the epicenter of it. But yeah, there's people recovering from it. A few other people have recently came down with it. Scarface, the rapper out of Houston, you know, he's been dealing with other health issues, so him getting this as well is crazy, but prayers out to him. He's going to make a speedy recovery, I'm sure of it. Yeah, Slim Thug, he went and got tested. He said that initially he had like a fever and stuff, but after a day or so that went away, and he's pretty much self-isolating at his house. He said he feels like he's on a mini vacation. He's saying that he's feeling better and don't worry about him, worry about the other people. So that's great news to hear. Little B said he might put a curse on the virus, but he don't know if it's man-made or if it's by divine intervention. So and if you're not familiar with Little B, there's like this little he has like a cult following, and there's these things where he like put curses on things or people, and like people believe it so much that it becomes reality. Like he put a curse on Kevin Durant not to win a ring, and then when he went to Golden State, because Little B is from the Bay Area, he lifted in and they won a ring, and you know, things like that. He put a curse on James Harden because he was doing the cooking dance, and you know, Little B pretty much came up with that and popularized that in the early 2000s. So that's pretty interesting. And then transition into WWE, Roman Reigns is pulling out of the main event of him and Goldberg due to concerns of the virus. If you don't know, he's battled leukemia throughout his life. He had to take some time off like a year or so ago. So his concerns is that him being in close proximity to somebody in a match like that might have an effect. And by him having leukemia, his immune system is compromised. So they've pretty much scrapped that. So it's like the point of Goldberg beating the Fiend pretty much backfired and was dumb, which is something I called initially. The match was sloppy too between Goldberg and the Fiend, and he couldn't even hit his move. As I said, he hit him with a struggle hammer. A couple of podcasts ago, I said he hit him with a struggle hammer. At the end of the match with Goldberg, he didn't even get him all the way in the struggle hammer, because that wasn't a jackhammer. Now they're trying to find a new opponent. There's rumors that it might be Braun Strowman, which I did say Braun Strowman should be one of the people who should battle for the title. I also said Lashley, and I said Matt Riddle. Goldberg and Matt Riddle, I believe, have some type of interaction backstage. I think him and Goldberg, as well as Riddle and Lesnar, had some type of interaction backstage. So it's going to be interesting to see who they find to replace in this match. And also, for what I've been reading, WWE, the way that they're doing their filming, everything has pretty much been filmed in advance. So it's not going to be like a live WrestleMania. All of these matches and stuff have already been filmed or whatever, or should I say most of them. And then like certain segments are going to be filmed in different areas. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this is put together. And it's something I happened to come across as I was searching online. As we all are familiar with, memes are pretty much the bread and butter of the internet community. And so I wanted to touch upon that real quick. Or should I say I wanted to show you guys that. So we get this one, the girl with first world problems. I'm pretty sure everybody have seen this. The chick with her hand over her face and she's crying. So it gives like a little backstory a little bit to some of them. It says the lady in this meme is actress Sylvia Bottini, and the picture comes from one of her performances. The buzz she received from the meme helped to boost her career, so that crying didn't happen in vain. Alright, I haven't seen this one, but this one started thanks to Justin Bieber music video. The woman from this meme is Lena Morris, who made a parody of Bieber seeing her boyfriend. It was a creepy video that went viral. Thanks to the success of the meme, she used the hype to create a successful YouTube channel, and her Twitter is quite big now as well. In July of 2019, she decided to take a step back from social media. Yeah, that's something that a lot of content creators deal with, mental health, because some people feel as though they're in this constraint of having to continuously create content. I mean, for me, it's easy because, you know, I make music, I do gaming videos, I do this podcast, I do skits, music reviews, vlogs here and there. I was doing reactions, and speaking of reactions, I'll talk about that towards the end of this, but so I said I'll speak about reactions towards the end of the podcast, but I ended up forgetting. So as you guys know, I kind of took some time off from doing reactions because they were pretty much, my channel pretty much got demonetized because of reactions. So that's why I stopped doing them. And then on top of that, I was getting hit with strikes and claims. But my last strike is going to be wearing off come the end of next week. So there's a possibility that I might get back to doing reactions. I'm not going to make any guarantees, but it's a possibility. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that. For the most part, it's not hard for me to do that. When you have other people who just focus on one thing, it may be harder. So you have to take like a mental break, which is good. You always want to give yourself a mental break from things. So it's good that she's taking a step back. I've seen this one. Sammy Griner. Oh, the meme helped his family raise some money to help get his father a kidney transplant. That's dope. I see this one. Oh shit. Side eye Khloe. Her and her sister share a joint program as they try and launch their careers. Oh, this one was crazy, Scumbag Steve. This one was crazy. It's that they call him Scumbag Steve, but his real name is Blake. The truth about this photo is that Blake took it as a joke while at his grandmother's place, and he didn't think it would become as big as it did. Now he's just a regular guy trying to live his life. His Twitter bio reads, "I'm Blake Boston from Boston, aka the OG meme Scumbag Steve, father of 2 boys. The internet created Scumbag Steve, and it has run its course." Yeah, they was wilding with this meme. I remember that. That was crazy. Yeah, some of these I haven't seen. This one is the confused math lady. Yeah, they transformed this one into other ones too. Brazilian actress Renata Sorra. She acts in telenovelas, and given the confusing nature of those shows, it's no wonder why she looks so perplexed. Let's face it, we all have out-confused math lady moments on occasion and lose all ability to come up with a clever response. The most interesting man in the world. Yeah, this was a dope campaign ran by Dos Equis, and then eventually they transitioned to another dude, which it doesn't have the same flair, so it's less effective. Jonathan Goldsmith. He had the pleasure of making incredibly hard tasks look supremely easy. Yeah, I remember that. There was like once upon a time he had an arm wrestling contest with a strongman or something. Yeah. The crying piccolo girl. Villanova. Yeah, March Madness got canceled. Oh, okay, so she started crying because Villanova got knocked out of the tournament. Bad luck. Yeah, this was funny. Bad luck, Brian. As one of the originators of meme cultures, Bad Luck Brian is one of those that people share quite often when it first became popular. You're able to plug in any kind of bad luck situation for his meme and it'll work. The funny part is that his name isn't Brian, his name is Kyle Craven, and he doesn't know how his picture even surfaced on the internet since it wasn't in his high school yearbook. He works in construction now. Imagine him starting a construction company, Bad Luck Construction. That'd be crazy. But yeah. Oh yeah, I use this one a lot. Holding in the fart, dude. Maybe we've all been in the position we have to hold our gas when someone approaches us. Yeah, especially a cast, but the trick is to ease it out slowly. Michael McGee is the name of the culprit here, but he wasn't trying to keep back bad air. He was only attempting to show his friends that he can make the veins in his forehead pop out. He's 21 now and living a normal life. Something worth noting is that he went to the same school as overly attached girl. Wow, that's crazy. So the girl that was a couple of memes back, they went to school together. That's crazy. Yeah, because the original story was that he was trying not to fart because he liked the girl next to him, but okay. Just Gavin. Not familiar with that one. Or that one. Oh, my mama said I can't go outside. My mama said that's a bad person. Oh boy. That's crazy. Yeah, Cardi B, she's always been destined to be a superstar. Oh, hide your wife, hide your trilogy. Yeah, I remember that. There's a joke there, but nah. Oh yeah, I remember this. Like a lot of females saw this and was like, "Oh my god!" And then eventually, once he got out of jail, it landed him a modeling gig, and his life has been dope ever since. That's crazy, right? Imagine that you go into prison, you take a mug shot, and that mug shot changes your life from basically rags to riches. That's crazy. Yeah, Jeremy Meeks. Yep, we're one of the few occasions where crime pays. Yep. Ancient Aliens guy. Yeah, I used to watch that. And like there's this one where in between his hands it says exposed. You can pretty much do whatever you want with this one. That was, I remember that one. Oh yeah, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. And then eventually he was able to do like something with the original performance of the song, which was the members of an R&B group called Next. They were big in the early 2000s. Too close. Grumpy cat. That's crazy. Hide the pain, Harold. Ridiculous photogenic guy. Yeah, that is a thing though. Like some people take good pictures and others don't. Oh yeah, blinking guy. This one is funny. I use that one a lot too. Drew Scanlon gained his reputation as the blinking guy, all because of a picture of him with his eyes wide open, followed by one of him closing his eyes and blinking. Fans of the meme would often repeat one or both photos to make it seem like he was blinking for a longer or shorter period. Yup. Or profusely, depending on what best suited the caption. Drew may have one of the most successful meme stories since he used the fan to launch his career. He now has a successful YouTube channel and a Patreon account where fans can find him. That's dope. The old El Paso girl. Disaster girl. Yeah, this was funny too. Can't get fired if you don't have a job. Can't go broke if you don't have no money. But originally there was this video of him going on a date with some chick, and it was the whole interaction was weird. It says Coyote or Coyote Owumi or Umai dared to chase his dreams when he created a humorous Vine account. Later on, he collaborated with a friend to shoot a funny show that he put on YouTube. 2 million views later, and this stinking face meme was born. Yep, their show became such a success that BB3 picked it up. Coyote went on to become the lead in BBC's Are You Being Served and became the BAFTA Breakthrough Brit of 2016. He did a TED Talk to share his story and motivate others. Yeah, that was dope. I remember I saw like a brief clips of the show. Goosebumps. Man, that was the shit. Goosebumps, that used to come on Fox back in the day. The books were dope too. Conceited, yeah. That's a very popular one. The Squinting Woman. Me looking to see where I ask for your opinion. Kaylin Elizabeth is a lovely social media influencer who was in the middle of a photo shoot and a less attractive photo was snapped. In said photo, she was hunched over and squinting. The perfect position to be in for a viral meme. She now enjoys showing off her true modesty on social media. We're still across her industrial posts. Yeah. I wonder how many of the, oh, Lil Terrio. I wonder if he's, you know, slimmed down, because it's not healthy for kids to be big like that. But yeah, this one is funny too. They use this one a lot. Oh yeah, Catch Me Outside. She's a rapper now. Nick Young. Yeah, that was funny too. The hipster barista. If you don't leave now, I'm calling the cops. Oh man. Friend zone Johnny. No test today. It's too darn high. Alex from Target. Crying old man. Yeah, some of these are less known to me. Oh, this one is. Here's why this is bullshit. Sir Patrick Stewart. To travel forward in time, all I have to do is wait. I mean, it's so simple, but it's funny. But yeah, that's pretty much all the memes. That was a lot, but yeah, a lot of those memes was cool. But moving on from that, we got a lot of new music releases. So as of this podcast, Party Next Door finally released his highly anticipated album, Party Mobile. It was supposed to be released back at the end of February, but it got pushed basically to the end of this month. So it's 15 tracks. He has features from Drake, Rihanna, and Bad Bunny. So all these new releases I haven't had a chance to listen to, but on the next podcast, as I did with the other 3 projects I talked about earlier, I'll give my review once I've actually heard it. Who else released? Dua Lipa, she released her album Future Nostalgia, and it's 11 tracks. Joyner Lucas, he finally releases his debut album, ADHD, which is aptly titled that because he suffers from that disorder. It's 18 tracks. The lead singles are Will, ADHD, ISIS, Lotto, 10 bands. There's features from Young Thug, Logic, Chris Brown, Timbaland, King OSF, Fabolous. There's visuals for all the singles. I believe he released the Will visuals the day before the album dropped, and it's dope. It's basically him talking about how Will Smith is someone who inspired him, and basically throughout the video he rapped about Will Smith but in different instances in his life. Like he started off with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he actually dressed up as Will in those different avenues as well. He talked about the Man in Black, he did the Wild Wild West, he did I Am Legend, and probably some other ones too, but I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I have seen, is dope. ADHD, that was a dope music video too. ISIS, I seen that was cool. Lotto, did I heard Lotto? I don't think I did. 10 bands was with Timbaland. I seen that video, so yeah, there's that. Oh, and it was funny because since he released his project, R&B singer Tank basically went on like this rant about him having to compete with it. So let me pull that up. I think he's just being funny about the situation. So let's see what you gotta say. Well, it says, "This is a problem. You don't think anyone else got projects dropping tomorrow?" Playfully asked Tank on Instagram. "You just put out the coolest song and coolest video that we've seen in the past 10 years. You only think about yourself. Will Smith, you have violated promotional etiquette." Only way I'm gonna be able to out promote you now is if my EB comes with a cure for corona. The video was pretty comical, and it all ends with the mention of Chris Brown, who has been busy promoting Joyner Lucas music on his socials. You even got Chris Brown promoting it, and that's my friend, says Tank, jokingly holding back tears. Alright, so let's pull it.
Mr. Joyner Lucas Joyner. Even your name is undefeated. You can say it both ways in it.
Even your name is undefeated.
This is the problem. You don't think anybody else got projects dropping tomorrow? I got an EP dropping called While You Wait, but does it matter? No, it don't matter now because you just put out the coolest song and coolest video that we've seen in the past 10 years. You only think about yourself. Will Smith? This is what you getting jiggy with?
You stupid.
Is that what you're doing? You have violated promotional etiquette. Only way I'm going to be able to out-promote you now is if my EP comes with a cure for the coronavirus.
You stupid.
You even got Chris Brown promoting it. And that's my friend.
That's my friend. That's a famous acting part. I don't remember what it's from though. I think it might be from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He don't know for that, but yeah, we also got like a surprise project from Jeezy. He dropped The Legend of the Snowman. I believe that was last year. Yeah, last year, and I did a review of that album as well. But it's a 7-track EP with no features. It's basically him just showcasing his lyrical talent. It's called 20 by 20 Pyrex Vision. So we got a lot of projects that ain't dropped, and so that's what 1, 2, 3. So I got 4 projects to listen to. I might not get, well, I'll try to get through all of them so I can get my thoughts on that. And then 2 Chainz announces that CaliKidOfficial 2 will be dropping in 2020. If you're not familiar, CaliKidOfficial, the project is him and Lil Wayne rapping with each other. So we get a group project from them. So it's pretty interesting. And also my album Euphoria will be dropping next Friday, so make sure you guys buy that and stream it. So I need you guys to support that. There's already a couple of music videos posted on my account for the singles from the album, so make sure you guys watch that as well. Also, make sure you guys support the merch. There's a link to the merch in the description below. Once a project releases, I'll put a link in the description for like all the upcoming videos that come out after that, so you guys can have a direct link to be able to purchase the album. So that's pretty much going to do it for this week's podcast. I appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay healthy. You know, make sure you take care of yourself. If you need to take a break, do that. You know, find a hobby. You know, basically keep your mind occupied, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.